So this is Andrea from the Carnivore Chronicle, where I journal about my health improvements and falls on a strict carnivore diet. And actually, this is my first week on a lion diet and my first ever fast. I fasted for 38 hours, and because I'm trying to follow Dr. Seyfried's protocol to heal, and let's see how that goes, because I have a severe autoimmune disease that could pretty much be fatal, is usually fatal, but I intend to not make it fatal and hopefully even to reverse it. So follow along if you want to know more. Before I start going into the details of what I've changed and why, I would like you to please tell me why you're on this channel, how you found it, if you're looking into the carnivore diet, if you're carnivore, and if you're having success too. My intent with these videos is to actually share success stories, which I really hope my story will be a successful story at the end. So far, I've found quite a few troubles, but I'm overcoming them one by one, slowly, but you know, that's how nature works. It works at its own rhythm. We can't force it. I was diagnosed, well, actually I had a biopsy, and I was diagnosed with an extremely rare autoimmune disease that's called C3G, which is a compound 3 glomerulopathy or glomerulofibrosis, which pretty much means that there is a protein compound that attacks my glomerulus in the kidneys, and it attacks it all the way down to killing them. The kidneys are our filters, so without kidneys you just don't live. And transplant is usually not an option, because being that it's an autoimmune disease, even if I received a kidney transplant, my autoimmune disease would attack the new kidneys as well, which happens in 90% of transplant with this type of illness. So there's no cure. There's one trial going on right now with Novartis, so if you have this disease and you meet the requirements, I'll leave the link below, and you want to participate in this trial, there's not too many requirements to participate. It's quite open. I can't, because despite being terminally ill, I'm also too healthy, and I attribute that to the carnivore diet, because I have been on a carnivore or animal-based only diet for the last 7+ months now. And therefore most of my blood work is completely incongruent with the severity of my disease. I do not have high blood pressure. I do not have many of the inflammation markers that usually people with this disease have, which is kind of driving my nephrologist completely insane, because he sees the biopsy result and all the other results from the kidneys, but the rest of my body seems to be doing pretty fantastic. What this disease entails, on top of obviously influencing my day-to-day life, is I'm really tired. My kidney function is really low. I'm not at dialysis level yet, thank God. So far, I'm pretty lucky. I feel extremely tired and exhausted. I usually get up in the morning, and by the time I reach the kitchen to make a tea or something, I have to sit down, usually on the ground. And in the morning that happens for a few hours. I have zero energy, and I used to be an extremely energetic person, full of passion. There's just nothing I would not try to do in life, because I've always thought life, you know, had to be full. This is the hardest part for me to face with this illness. It's the lack of energy, the complete lack of energy. I also experience sometimes, you know, GI problems with digestion, some diarrhea, and some problems with sleeping, because sometimes I just have to pee every 5 minutes, and that's exhausting when it happens at night. And pain. My kidneys hurt quite a lot sometimes. Other times it's better, like today's a really good day. I had almost zero pain, which is quite impressive, and you'll hear about that in a second once I go down to tell you what I'm doing for it. So, what are my main options to treat this incurable disease? Not many. As I said, science has this trial going. I don't fit in, and I would probably not even try it. We need to reset our body. We did too many things to it, mentally, physically, environmentally, that just send it into a complete tilt. What we need to do is reset our body. We need to take out from our body every possible toxin and element that increases inflammation or supports inflammation or sustains inflammation. So that means obviously getting rid of everything that's sugar, everything that's a carbohydrate. For those that are not familiar that any carbohydrate is a sugar. Take away fibers. Sorry, I have a fly here that's driving me nuts. Fiber, because having leaky guts, as almost 99% of people that are sick, I have leaky guts. So to heal my guts, no fiber, because all these fiber components go through the guts and scrape them. Additives, no e-components and stabilizers and enhancer, none of that, because that is not natural. Our body does not know what to do with it. And another super important thing, which is seed oil. I have already eliminated all of the above in the last 7 months. I have only eaten animal-based products, so only meat or fish, cheese, tallow, butter, cream, eggs, because I have chicken, so we have our own eggs, which comes in very handy with a diet like this. But now, in order to eliminate even more and give my body even more opportunity to heal, I eliminated anything that is not ruminant meat. Not ruminant meat because ruminants have more than one stomach, and so they break down the nutrients more and their flesh becomes richer in nutrients. And their meat is lower in histamine than the other meats like pork and poultry. Also, you know, the way they're raised with additives and other stuff that ends up in the meat raises the histamine, so my guts cannot heal if I eat them. And I really need my guts to heal, because only once my gut is completely healed from the leak, then those components do not go into the rest of my body. That's one thing. And then, of course, taking out the bad stuff and putting in only good stuff. And in that regard, just today, we got a big delivery from a company that is here in Spain, pretty nearby, where they sell only game, because that's the cleanest meat we can get. Just got a fantastic delivery of venison meat, a type of bull. There's some bull mince meat and stew. I never had bull. I will incorporate that as much as I can afford. One order a month, I'm sure I can get in no problem, especially with this new protocol. This new protocol is following Dr. Thomas Seyfried's protocol for healing cancer and chronic diseases, and they were also extremely successful with medicine-resistant seizures. I'm sorry, I need to drink some water. That's all I'm having right now, so that was a lie. Water and some teas, super light teas, but just to flavor the water a little bit. It's my real first fasting, so. And I give it away. Yes, I'm fasting. Dr. Seyfried's protocol is created to reset your metabolism, reset your body, reset everything to where it was. And that helps, obviously, apoptosis, which means that your body kills cells that are sick and recycles them with new healthy cells, which is exactly what I want to do. Because I know autoimmune disease is not cancer, so my body doesn't have to go and literally get to some cells and kill them and get rid of them. My body literally has to reset itself completely. My immune system is attacking myself, and I need that to stop. And in order to stop that, I think I have to do a shock reset, give that over and over and over until my body understands. And the protocol is to go on an extremely low carbohydrate ketogenic diet, which means very high fat, decent proteins, and low to zero carbohydrates, which is pretty much what I was just doing, which is why I believe that I got this stunning result so fast. In Dr. Seyfried's experiments, they have discovered that the place in which your body is actually healing itself and resetting itself actually has a number, and it's called glucose to ketone index. And in order to find out where you're at, you measure your glucose, then you measure your ketones, and then you create this index that has a formula, but it doesn't matter. I bought the meter, which actually measures both. So I didn't need to get a ketone meter and a glucose meter. And that one is the most precise you can find in that. And as I said, It measures both the ketones and the glucose. And there's a range within your body is actually healing, which is called the therapeutic range. If you can see, this is glucose meter, this is a ketone meter. It shows more or less when you go into what. And this is the glucose ketone index, a table, which shows you where you want to be in order to be into healing. And how do you get there? Well, you get there by going into high-fat ketogenic diet and fasting, which is what I'm doing now. I'm fasting. I am 30 hours into my fast. I did a 32-hour fast 3 or 4 days ago, and then I had to stop it because it was my first fast in my life. I didn't put any pressure on myself. I just, I know how to do it. Dr. Seyfried said you can either do it or die. Well, I don't want to die, so I'd rather have the discomfort of doing this and learn how to do it. There's lots of people in the world that do it very successfully. They cure their illnesses, so there's no reason in the world why I shouldn't. Now I'm at my second day and my results have changed completely. I was stunned this morning. This morning it was just like, I don't know, I had been fasting for a very short amount of time this morning, like 16, 18 hours. I wasn't really into a long fast yet, but I had been doing a restrictive diet. I had done a fast and then an even more restricted calorie diet to pump my ketones, and I was successful. Like, if you see, these were the measurements I took a few days ago. This is my measurement this morning. 1.1. 1.1 is absolutely fantastic. That means that my body is finally healing. Thinking that you're doing it and hoping that your body is in that state is one thing. But knowing it scientifically as a fact, because you take measurement that show you exactly where you're at, that's so helpful. It's working. Because 1.1, I have the knowledge that what I'm doing is working. I am in that therapeutical state. They've proven it. People heal in that stage. Let's say I don't reverse my autoimmune disease, but I even just stay where I'm at, I'd be the happiest person in the world. That would mean that I can live longer. I can live a lot longer. I can live like this. It's probably not an ideal life, but it's a life, and I feel okay. I'm actually so happy. I'm so happy about these results. Like, just a week ago I was told you're kind of screwed, very much, and now through research, through studying, through the support I find online, through literally YouTubers that share their experience, I found ways to gain hope and to hopefully also gain health with that hope. This is why I'm sharing this with you, because I'm sure this is going to help someone. I've seen it too much. I've been helped so much by other people sharing their experience that I won't stop sharing mine, because I think it's extremely important. You know, the most stunning part about doing something like this and being with your shoulder against the wall, because that's where I'm at. I cannot choose whether I want to be carnivore anymore or try follow different diets anymore. I have to. If I don't, I die. Once that's taken out of the picture, almost everything else from my life is taken out of the picture, because, as I said, my energy is pretty much non-existent. Nowadays, in the last few weeks, I've been really happy when I can play with the dogs in my backyard without sitting on the ground and throwing the frisbee for them, but I can actually do it standing. That to me is a wonderful day, because I can do something that I really love. I mean, part of the joy in my life was playing with my dogs, being with my dogs, going on walks, going on runs with them, and that's gone. Painting the house, redoing rooms, renovating is gone. Swimming is gone. Running, walking is gone. Fixing stuff in the house, because, you know, we bought a really rundown place and it's not done yet. In 3 years we lived here, we do, you know, a little bit at a time. That's almost gone. I mean, the amount of stuff I can do here is almost down to zero. But I gained something that I think is worth even more than having a wall that shows up with bricks or pieces missing, and that is a deeper comprehension of life. When everything around you is taken away, you're left with yourself. And I think that's when, as humans, we make the most important decisions of our lives. Where do you want to go from here? Do you want to give up? Do you want to fight? Do you want to let go? I've always been a fighter. I fought so much in my life. I fought for my addictions when I was a kid. I fought for someone else's life. I fought for a marriage. I fought for relationship, friendships. I fought for jobs. I fought for ethics. I always fought for ethics. What I thought was correct was not correct, and make big stands for it. The only thing we can correct is ourselves. There's nothing in the outside world that we can change. The outside world only reflects what comes from inside of us. I am learning that as soon as I become at peace with my own self, the outside world flows. I don't make $1 million by being at peace with myself, but I don't feel any need of having $1 million when I'm at peace with myself. There's just so much richness in not being at war with life and myself anymore that I welcome this crazy illness that hit me literally in the head. That I think that I will, whether I come out from this or not, I'll be a hell of a richer person. There's just so much in stopping the fight. I don't feel like I'm fighting for my life at all. I feel like I'm actually allowing myself now to live. For the first time, I have been fighting for my life probably since the day I was born. Because I was fighting already when I was in elementary school with, my autism, my anxiety, my panic, my pains, coming from a traumatic family. Fight was my way of living. I never learned anything. I was never taught how to do anything else but fight. And then of course you go into self-healing, self-support, self-care, and to other psychologists, psychiatrists, support centers. They all tell you, oh, you have to fight for it, and then you fight. It's true, I fight. It's wrong. Let me tell you, it's completely wrong. We got it completely backwards, that too. There's nothing to fight for. We actually already have everything we need. We had everything we need. But then as humans, we become greedy and we think we need a lot more. And so we engineer the world on our desires for more. And therefore we break the cycle, we break nature, and we break our own nature. And then we keep being unsatisfied and we want more and more and more and more. You know that, I've done that. I'm as guilty as every other human on this planet. And now there's no out for me but to sit down and go back to what nature is. And nature is simple, and nature is beautiful. And nature is eat what you have at your disposal because I gave it to you. I gave you deer to hunt and meat, everything you need. And I don't give it to you every single day because if you fast, you stay healthy. It's profound. No supermarkets can heal you. Now, I don't hunt. If we were still in hunting season, I'd be dead. But if we were still in hunting seasons, I would not have an autoimmune disease because I'm pretty sure that hunter-gatherers did not have autoimmune diseases. It's a lot. We were given this bountiful world and we wanted more. And yeah, we probably cannot support everyone right now with so many, but our way of eating has made us sterile. I mean, there's all these fertility clinics because nature is making us sterile, because nature cannot support us. And in nature's balance, we shall not live this way. Nature is right. If there's a horde of gazelles that grows out of measure, that will create so much food for lions that lions will reproduce and all the cubs will survive and all the cubs will reproduce because they have plentiful food. And what happens that then the gazelles die more because there's too many lions hunting the gazelles. And then what happens? There's no more gazelles reproducing because there's too many lions, and then the lions starve and there's less lions. Less lions means more gazelles. More gazelles and more gazelles, and more gazelles will make more lions. It's balance. We think we're not part of nature, and so we go completely off track. And we make things that are, we play as if we were gods and we knew better than all of this. All of this has existed for so long. We've been existing for this much and we managed to ruin it. Maybe we should wake up. But don't worry, you don't have to fix the world. You have to fix only one thing. And this is the most difficult thing to fix. It's yourself.